On that George Brett by Andrew Thiel, my card of the day, and the grotesque Frank Thomas. I right now would not be surprised to see at least one of these cards finish under 2,000, maybe even two. So the fans have spoken, and we have now seen the first two print runs for the week in week number 30 of Project 2020. And welcome to the Project 2020 Nightly News. My name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And the best website for everything related to Project 2020 is my website, crtsportscards.com. But what did we learn about the two cards and the project overall with the print runs on the Andrew Thiel George Brett and the grotesque Frank Thomas? And in full transparency, I made a big mistake here. I forgot to purchase my two Frank Thomas grotesque cards, so that print run should have been 1,804, but unfortunately, it is now forever 1,802. So I'll have to go on the secondary market and pick up a couple copies here pretty soon. But when we take a look at these print runs on the player and then the artist, this again is right where we expect them to be. As I surmised on the show last night, looking at the 48-hour totals, the George Brett, Andrew Thiel was doing it better than the Frank Thomas, and we saw a large number. And I say large in the perspective of right now with Project 2020. But look, I'm not going to sit here and rehash the last couple of episodes talking about the stage where we are in Project 2020. I think I just want to reiterate the point that as we see more and more cards hit that 1,800, 1,900 level, it's just going to put more and more pressure on the secondary value pricing of the cards from 1,500 to 1,999. Those level of print runs do not seem unattainable anymore. And so when you're talking about value in the set, you're talking about buying these to potentially flip, which I think is right now the incorrect mindset. You are now looking at a year down the road, 2 years down the road. So if you're looking to buy these for a quick flip, maybe 25 bucks, sure. But if you're looking for a long-term flip, these are going to take a very long time. So just be careful buying these cards for print runs thinking they're going to be valuable, because you can look at my print run charts or my pricing charts for the Mariano by Natural, and it's not really moving up that much, and it's a card printed in the 1900s. So just be careful out there and be wise. And now when you look at the other side of the coin when it comes to interest level, right now in Project 2020, and it's probably been this way for nearly 200, if not more cards, the number one artist when it comes to marketing and fan interest in the set, there's no one else other than Blake Jamieson. And here we are with his Derek Jeter. This is one of his last big remaining players in the set. And I think this card fits Jamieson style from one perspective. But before we talk about that, let's look at how we got here with Jamieson and also Derek Jeter. We saw Jeter most recently with that Joshua Vides. Before that, we had the Sophia Chang, and then we had the Joker playing card from Old Man Allen. On Jameson, we had Ripken, we had Koufax, and then before that, we had Dwight Gooden, who got released today by Gregory Siff. And this Derek Jeter by Jameson stays true to form. But if you really look at this card, I think there is a larger marketing play with this card going on. And I will say there has been no better marketer of their cards and of their brand in this set other than Blake Jamieson. But it is not a surprise, and it's what we should expect to see from more artists as we get to card number 20 and the set ends in a few months. But when you think back to Blake Jamieson's sort of potential companion card set coming out, which he talked about on my interview a few months back, he has used the background design on his tobacco cards that he has produced. So I think potentially he's getting people used to that design, that logo. So when they do release his companion set, potentially at the end of this, people are more interested in it. So it'll be interesting to see if that's true. This is just my theory at the moment, because the background on the Jeter doesn't really make sense other than what is the bigger play here. And to me, it's about getting us, the fans, used to that logo so he can use it in the future on his companion cards. And now as I shift away from that Blake Jamieson, Derek Jeter to the Gregory Siff, Dwight Gooden, look, very simple here. You know my affection and admiration for Gregory Siff when it comes to his artwork in Project 2020. There is no other artist that I have done a bigger 180 on than Gregory Siff. When I saw his first couple of cards, I didn't know what I was looking at. This is just another fantastic piece of artwork from Gregory Siff. And when you think about it and when you watch his videos, the great thing about these is all of his doodles, all of his things, designs in the back of the card are all hand-drawn, and I have a ton of appreciation for that. We saw Gooden just last week with that Old Man Allen. Before that, the JK5, and then that Dwight Gooden by Jameson. On Gregory Siff, we had the 3D Ichiro, we had the Griffey, and then before that, the Ricky Henderson. So when you put it all together and you take a look at the hand-drawn nature of the card, the colors, the borders, and then all the little caricatures or the doodles in the background of 42, the Big Apple, this is my card of the day. But look, it's always going to be my card of the day unless maybe it goes up against, I don't know, maybe Grotesque or Natural. But I was one of the only people who really liked this card over the Derek Jeter Blake Jamieson. As of 8 o'clock tonight, the Siff has only sold 6 copies on eBay, and the Jameson Jeter has sold 28 copies. So not a surprise to see Jameson way out in front versus the Siff. Print run wise, look, you're going to see this Jameson easily over 3.5 with the amount of purchases he'll make for his pick your color autographs, along with the fan base liking Jameson so well. This is going to be a strong number. And then on the Siff, look, very, very low pre-orders. Do not be surprised if we see this card 1,800. Remember, Gooden has a couple of the lowest printed cards in the entire set. So could this card break the Maguire on a low number? Could this come in at 700? Absolutely. And then on the Tuesday cards, the F. Mariano, 20 sales, and then the Ermsey Willie Mays, 34. So here again, 3 of the last 4 artists have been top sellers recently in the set. We are going to see higher than average numbers from 3 of the 4. And then looking forward to Thursday, we do have Ben Baller as one of the 2 artists. So we're going to have another very, very strong print run this week in Project 2020. With that, guys, I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you back tomorrow for episode number 98 of the Project 2020 show.